Hey there, welcome back to the channel. My name's Matthew Boyle. I'm from America, but I've lived in China since 2011. And in today's video, I want to inspire you to travel to another foreign country. And I want to inspire you to learn a foreign language because this is something that has really reshaped my life and brought new and profound meaning into my life. So I want to tell you my story, the unlikely story of how I ended up in China, because from the time I was born until the time I graduated college around age 24, 25, I pretty much lived in the same place, which is the northern part of Virginia State in the United States, about 30 or 40 minutes from the capital, Washington, D.C. I never really expected to travel to a foreign country. That was not really ever a part of my paradigm or my consciousness. I didn't even know many people among my friends and family who had done that, and nobody ever really talked about that very much. But one of my best friends in university studied abroad in China, and he really enjoyed it, so he encouraged me to try it, and it worked out well for me too. Now, my interest in Asia, and particularly China, had been building since high school and also throughout university, but still I never imagined to even go there until my friend went ahead and did it. So that right there can be a lesson too. If you know any friends or family who have done this, you really ought to talk to them more and ask them some questions. Dig into the why and the how of what they did, and really get them to tell you how it's changed their life. Get them to tell you what they love about that foreign country and what they don't like so much. If you're thinking to travel to a foreign country, or if you are in a foreign country right now, I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how that journey has been going for you. But for me, I came to China in 2011 and I've been here ever since. I met my girlfriend who later became my wife here, and now we have 2 children. And that is a whole nother level. So you could say I've married into the culture. I'm raising children in this foreign country. My daughter, who's 4, she's my older child of the 2, is going to school now. So I do things like attend back to school meetings or parent-teacher meetings in this foreign language. I was really pleased the other week when I attended an hour-long meeting and I was able to understand the majority of what the teacher was sharing. And this is something that I have been and will continue to share about on my channel, is events like this, these little wins along the way of my language learning journey. But to come back to the main point of this video, moving to a foreign country, learning to see things from other people's point of view, being able to communicate my views in a foreign language, it's made me much more patient, to just name one thing right off the top of my head. I felt that I was a pretty patient individual before I came, and learning to exist in this foreign environment, what for me is a foreign environment, and to be able to operate on a daily basis and get things done, I had to become even more patient. I had to improve my skills as a communicator, to express myself and get things done. And that's something else that you can look forward to. It's challenging, it's difficult, sometimes frustrating or embarrassing. Sometimes you get into little awkward situations or even conflicts when people can't understand you, or there's some sort of misunderstanding or confusion. And working through those things patiently and as carefully as you can, being aware of the fact that there could have been a misunderstanding, some sort of language barrier or culture barrier issue going on, that's a great skill to have. That's a great tool to have in your toolbox, the awareness that something like that could be going on. Came to this country, there's a whole lot of stories that I could share, but let me just share one little quick one about meeting my wife. So my wife already spoke English quite well when I met her, so I didn't have to use Chinese very much with her, but I did with her parents. Her parents didn't speak English at all. And, this is 15 years ago now, so the technology to translate, it was there, but it wasn't really that good. It hadn't become such a part of the culture like it is now. Nowadays, everybody will quickly check their phones to do translations, or they will text you when they're standing next to you in order to take advantage of the translation function. I've had this happen very recently, actually, where I felt like the other person could speak English better than they were admitting. And I was speaking Chinese to them quite well, but they still insisted to text. It was some sort of like a social crutch. But anyways, and in those early days with their parents, I had to step up my Chinese to communicate better. And now it's easier to text with them. So sometimes, over relying on technology that can be like a shortcut that can hinder the development of your social skills and your confidence and your foreign language skills. So sometimes we got to know when to put those things away. We got to know how to keep technology in its proper place, how to use it effectively when it's a good situation for it or a good time for it, and how to put it away when it's really hobbling our development in terms of those things I already mentioned before. But learning how to communicate with people on a daily basis who can't speak English has been really good for me, and I think I need to seek those people out more. If I'm chatting with people who speak English really well, maybe that's helping them more than it's helping them to improve their English more than it's helping me to practice my Chinese. So if you're an expat in a foreign land, try as much as possible to associate with people who don't speak your native language, because that's going to help you more. For me, it's people like the teachers and parents around my daughter's school, or the groundskeepers and security guards and street sellers around the places where I live. Older people, for me, in China, they tend to speak English much, much less than younger people. And older people, too, are not as much slaves to their phones as younger people. So it's easier for me to improve my social skills and my Chinese by associating with older people. So that's a really funny thing nowadays is with younger people is they have an even bigger hurdle ahead of them, which is how to associate and how to converse with others without having the phones coming between you all the time. I see that a lot nowadays with young people in China, but I'm sure that's like a world issue, as you can have two people side by side, both sort of like texting to each other or watching their own movies, and they're not talking. It's some young people sort of use it as a social lubricant to try to make friends, but which can be good, I think. But the majority of what I'm seeing is people taking the lazy route, taking the easy route of just pretending like there's something cool going on their phone and they don't want to initiate a conversation with people anymore. So what I'm seeing nowadays, 15 years in to living in this foreign country, is that language learning and conversation skills are more important now than ever before. Travel may be more important now than ever before, because everybody's trapped in their own little information silos on their phone, and they're being fed information which works up their emotions, and that information might not even really be true. So when you travel and when you associate people, you start to get to the bottom of these issues for yourself, and you get to make friends along the way. So travel to a foreign country if you have the chance. If you're already on the road, keep doing it, and try your best to learn a foreign language, even if it's just to a basic level or a beginner level. I'm surprised sometimes when I meet foreigners who have been in China for quite a while and haven't really even learned more than the basics: hello, how are you, goodbye, thank you. Put a little more effort into it. It really can change your life, and it can really change other people's lives too. When people in the foreign country hear you using their language well, that really opens up a whole new level, because then they're really willing to share with you. They think, okay, here's a person who really has put in some effort. They really know and appreciate my culture. I'm going to share more with them. I can go deeper with them. Hope this video brings you a little bit of inspiration. We'll be talking a lot about language learning and travel on this channel. So if you're interested in that, stick around for the next one. I've been putting up regular content day by day, week by week. And if you're interested, we are gaming online in several different languages every Saturday. You can find out the details at my website, languagecardgames.com. I design card games for language learning, and we have groups right now for Japanese, Turkish, Spanish, and Mandarin. Okay, I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye-bye for now.